Okay, in our last video, we started talking about target 1.2, which is I can solve multi-step equations, and we focused on variables on one side of the equation. Today, we're going to continue that and focus on variables on both sides of the equation. In addition, we're going to continue talking about how to justify each step as we go. So let's go ahead and look at the steps to success. First, we're going to distribute through every set of parentheses. Then we are going to combine like terms on the left side of the equation, combine like terms on the right side of the equation, and then collect all variables on one side to solve the remaining equation. Okay, so same 5 steps. Last time we got to skip a couple of those. This time we're going to kind of check all 5 of those. So let's look at the first equation here. We are going to start by solving 4k plus 4k equals 5k minus 15. Now our first step when we're doing this is to always eliminate the parentheses by distributing. In this case we don't have any parentheses, so we can actually skip that step. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start by looking at step 2, which tells us to combine our like terms on the left side of the equation. So I have 4k plus 4k, which is 8k. Okay, so combine our like terms. We've simplified it. We're good. Step 3 tells us to combine like terms on the right side of the equation. So this time I'm looking at the right side. I have 5k and negative 15. Those aren't like terms, so I can't do anything there. We'll leave that. The next step is trickiest for students. We need to make sure we don't combine our like terms through the equal sign. We need to cancel to move it over. So a lot of times students will try to do minus 8k on both sides. If it's the only thing on one side, we don't want to cancel it out because we don't want to end up with a blank spot over there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel this 5k. Since the 5k is positive, there's nothing in front there, we're going to subtract 5k from both sides. So 8k minus 5k is 3k. And on the right side, the cancel to leave us with negative 15. So 3k equals negative 15. Our last step is to divide by 3 on both sides to get k equals negative 5. Now to check this, we could plug it back in for both of our k's here and make sure it works. It is equal to whatever we get when we plug in k over here. Okay, let's go ahead and look at B. Similar idea. Get rid of your parentheses first. Since there are no parentheses here, we can't do anything with that. The next step then is to combine like terms on the left side. K and negative 4, I can't combine those together, so I'm going to leave that. On the right side, k and negative 3, can't combine those, so we're going to leave that. So what we're actually going to do is collect our variables on the same side. I'm going to start by doing minus k on both sides. Okay, so I'm trying to cancel that. The only thing is, on the left side, it cancels as well. So k minus k cancels, and we get negative 4. So negative 4 equals negative 3. I have no variables left. I can't solve it. You need to ask yourself, does negative 4 ever equal negative 3? This is a special case where we say the answer is no solution. Okay, this is never going to happen. It's not possible for negative 4 to be equal to negative 3. Let's move on. One more example here. Example 2, part A. Same idea, but we need to get rid of our parentheses first. So we're going to distribute to our parentheses. So negative 4 times k is negative 4k. And negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. On the right side, we don't have any parentheses, so we don't have to worry about it at all. So that was step 1. Step 2 tells me to go ahead and simplify or combine like terms on the left side. Well, I cannot combine negative 4k and 8 on the left side, so we're going to leave it. And I cannot combine 28 and negative 8 on the right side, so I'm going to leave that as well. Okay, the next step is to get your variables on the same side of the equation. Some teachers are going to tell you to always move your variables to the left. Some teachers, like me, are going to tell you to add, try to add so that we don't have negative signs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do plus 8k on both sides. Okay, it moves it to the left and it helps me get rid of any negatives because negative 4k plus 8k is positive 4k. My positive 8 is going to come down and my equals 28 is also going to come down. From here, we're going to just solve the two-step equation like we've been doing. Subtract 8 from both sides. So those cancel. And you get 4k equals 20, so that we can solve by dividing by 4. So your final answer here is k equals 5. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Now you can plug in 5 on the left side, 5 on the right side, simplify both of them. They should be equal. If they're not, you made a mistake somewhere. Okay, next example. Same idea. So example 2, I guess. We're going to eliminate our parentheses. We're going to distribute. So 6 times negative 5x is negative 30x. 6 times 6 is positive 36. And then I'm going to bring down my plus 7x there. The right side doesn't have any parentheses, so we're going to leave that. Okay, step 2 says combine like terms on the left side of the equation. So on my left side of the equation, I have a negative 30x and a positive 7x. Notice that I'm taking the sign in front of the number that I'm looking at. So negative 30 plus 7 is negative 23. So negative 23x plus 36x equals, on the right side, I can't combine anything together because they're not like terms. Our fourth step tells us to get our variables on the same side. And like I said, some teachers will tell you to move everything to the left. I'm going to tell you, if you have a negative and a positive, get rid of that negative. So since I have a negative 23, I'm going to do plus 23 on both sides. This helps me avoid a bunch of negative signs. So I'm going to bring down 36. Those cancel. And then 6 plus 23 is 29. And we'll bring down minus 22. So now I just have a two-step equation to solve. I'm going to go ahead and add 22 to both sides so that it cancels on the right side. And I get 58 on the left. And then I divide by 29 on both sides to get 2. Okay, check this by plugging them back in, simplifying, and you should be good. All right, example 3 has 2 parts. Only difference here is that sometimes you have to multiply or distribute twice. So our first step is to eliminate all of your parentheses by distributing. So we're going to do negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20. On the right side, negative 6 times negative 4 is positive 24. And negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. Be really careful with your signs in these because you are multiplying negatives times negatives. The second step is to combine like terms on the left side, which we cannot do. Third step is to combine like terms on the right side, which we cannot do. And then we are going to move our variables over. So step 4 says combine your variables, move them to one side. I'm going to do minus 20 on both sides because 20 is smaller than 36. Okay, some teachers might tell you to do the minus 36. If you choose to do that, that's fine. You would end up getting the same answer. You would just have different signs working your way through the problem. So we should have negative 8 that we're bringing down equals 24. And then 36 minus 20 is 16. Now we have a two-step equation, so we're going to go ahead and solve. Subtract 24 from both sides. So those cancel, and I get negative 32 equals 16p. Divide by 16. Negative 2 is equal to p. Okay. Last one we're going to do, just going through the steps here. First step, same idea, distribute, get rid of your parentheses. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 5n is 10n, and then we bring down my plus 6. On the right side, 7 times 3 is 21, 7 times 2n is 14n, and bring down your minus 3n. Okay. So there's step 1, get rid of your parentheses. Step 2, combine like terms. I have 2 and 6. 2 plus 6 gives me 8. Third step, combine your like terms on the left side. So 14n minus 3n is 11n. Bring my 21 down. You could put the 21 first, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to get our variables on the same side. So 10 and 11. I'm going to move the 10 because it's smaller. So I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. 10n. Left with 8 equals 11 minus 10 is 1. But I want you to remember that 1n is the same as just saying n. So to solve this now from here, we actually only have one step left. We're going to go ahead and subtract 21 from both sides. So if you type that in your calculator, 8 minus 21 is negative 13. And on the right side, it cancels. Okay, there are 3 problems here. You'll probably need extra room, so an extra sheet of paper. Try those 3 problems, and then have them checked before you move on. So pause the video, try them, have them checked, and then once you're ready, move on to the last example. Okay. For the last example, we're going to go through and justify our steps. So remember our justifications. You can either say simplify, which is combining like terms, distribute a property, reduce fractions, addition property of equality, subtraction property of equality, multiplication property of equality, and division property of equality. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just do one problem and then have you try one on your own. So this will be quite a bit faster. First step here, we are going to distribute to eliminate our parentheses. So these are the same steps we were just following. Okay, so on our left side, we have negative 6 plus 6n plus 48 equals 3n plus 12. And that was distributive property. Okay. Second step, we're going to combine like terms. So negative 6 and 48 on the left side gives me 42. So if I type that in my calculator, I get 42. On the right side, I cannot do anything to simplify, so we're going to leave it. Okay, so all I did was simplify there. That's how I'm going to justify my step. Okay, third step. No, that was 2 and 3. Step 4 is to collect variables on the same side. 3n is smaller, so I'm going to do minus 3n on both sides. Okay, and since I subtracted on both sides, that is the subtraction property of equality. So I get 3n plus 42 equals 12. I'm going to subtract 42 from both sides. So those cancel, and I get 3n equals negative 30. So again, subtraction property of equality. And then my last step is to divide by 3. So I get n equals negative 10, and that was the division property of equality. Okay, so steps are the same as solving. Same solving as we had done before. You just need to justify all of your steps. Okay, so try this problem. Once you finish, have it checked. And after you have it checked, we will give you your homework. Just to recap, today we solved multi-step equations with variables on both sides. Your homework is going to be solving equations with variables on both sides. And then our next lesson is looking at applications with equations. Okay, if you have any questions, raise your hand. We'll come help you out. Have a great day.